Jackie's Garden. Hello and welcome, my little sprouts. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Jackie's Garden podcast. I want to give a brief disclaimer that my D&D campaign is a homebrew one, meaning that although lore of traditional 5e D&D will be included, there will be some creative flares added to my episodes. Remember that D&D is a creative role-playing game where the only limitations are the ones we set and create. Let's continue to grow, learn, and listen together. Thank you for joining me, and let's get on with the episode. Welcome back to Terrantel, everyone. Joined with me now are our players. Let's introduce them. First, we have Maddie.
So, my name is Maddie, and I am playing Aelin, a High Elf Paladin.
Then we have Kisla.
My name is Kisla. I play Willow, the halfling wizard.
And finally, Michael.
Hello, I'm Metro Michael, Metro_Michael on Twitch or Metro Mike on TikTok. I am Hanvil, the adorable tiny gnome.
And finally, our guest player.
I'm Mage. I play Venn, and I am a Twitch streamer.
Thank you, players. Now that our introductions are done, let's start the episode with a little recap. Last we left off, our party decided to seek out the captain of the bandits with promises from their recently deceased hostage that Captain Brackett would have useful information for them regarding the reasoning behind capturing the Genasi people. Once at the edge of camp, Aelin and Willow took reconnaissance around the perimeter, while Venn and Hanvil took the front lines into the camp itself. Using disguise self, Hanvil was able to look like a dwarven bandit and named himself Gringo for the duration. After spilling the secret that they knew about the operation, Captain Brackett invited Venn and Gringo to join him in his tent. While waiting for their party members, Aelin and Willow ran into a surveying archer who was quickly dealt with by a swift blow from Aelin. While inside the tent, Venn and Hanvil find themselves in a sticky situation, but a deal is struck between Brackett and them, making a game out of capturing the air Genasi. Safely leaving the scene, our team reconvenes in the forest and calls out to the trees in hopes of finding the air Genasi again. After some searching, she reveals herself to the team and discloses her name to be Whirl, and that's where we left off.
Oh, pleasure to meet you, Whirl. I'm Hanvil, and these are my children. I am the Moss Cat King.
A kind Moss Cat King indeed.
Like, are you somebody that's from? It's like, look at Aelin and Willow and Venn. Do we know where air Genasis reside? Like, can we? I want to try and get Whirl back home, but I don't know where that is.
I would probably ask, like, did you come from possibly like the Masa Kingdom at all, or?
Let's see, who else wanted to do something real quick before that interaction happens? I thought I heard someone say something.
Oh, I was going to ask something similar of if she knew where she had come from or where she last was before she got captured.
And then Aelin?
I was going to do the same. I was just going to ask where she came from.
So, Venn, as you mention Masa Kingdom, she kind of just like narrows her eyes at you, and you hear the breathy voice as she speaks to you, as though she's right behind you, but she's 15 feet away from you, and she goes,
I sense ice magic flowing through your veins, yet you speak of the fire Genasi's home as if it were your own. Are you my enemy?
And Venn, growing up in the Masa Kingdom, you knew that there was disputes between the different Genasis. Mm-hmm. You yourself were raised in the Masa Kingdom, which houses earth and fire Genasis. Mm-hmm. But it is, you didn't know where the air and water Genasis were. They were not from that area.
Yeah.
So asking about the Masa Kingdom, she just kind of like looks at you, because you're a human, so she's like, she looks confused as to how you know that name.
Yeah. Okay. No. I just put the hands up. I'm like, no, not an enemy. Do I need to do some sort of check at all, or?
Nope, you guys haven't attacked her at all, so I think that's enough. She just is, she's skeptical, but she's like, okay.
My apologies. You are human. These affairs are between the Genasi people.
Anything else?
I think somebody asked more directly, like, where she's from, or if she knows where she's from.
Okay.
Yeah, that can be from Willow.
Okay. So she points up, like she looks over to, was it Willow said that you're going to ask, or is it Aelin? Okay, it's Willow. She looks to you and she points up to the sky and says,
My people live in the sky, held up by blankets of clouds.
So how did they get you then, if you were in the clouds?
Although my home is in the clouds, we roam free until captured.
Venn, give me a history check, because
Okay.
you did live in the Maza Kingdom, so I want to make sure that you do have the information that can help in this situation.
That's a 16.
Okay. So, living in the Maza Kingdom, you grew up with the fire Genasis in the Maza Kingdom by the great caldera of the smoking kingdom. The fire Genasis are aligned with the earth Genasis, and a couple hundred years ago there was a dispute between the Genasis, and it was mostly caused by the other humanoids that lived on Terrantel pinning the Genasis against one another. So you would have an idea that with this battle/warfare of the Genasis, that there would be scouts from various Genasis kind of trying to look in on one another, trying to make sure that not one was forming an army or an attack. So as Whirl is telling you that she's from the clouds, but she was here, you can only assume that she was a scout for learning about the other Genasis. But while she was here, she was most likely captured.
I see. Oh, you were here on a mission.
She nods.
How did they capture you?
She ponders and thinks about it, and she states in a wispy tone, all of you guys can hear this.
I was watching over a fire Genasi woman. She was straying too close to where the portal to my people were. I fear she knew of our location. I gave away my hiding to have her chase me farther away. But as we ran deeper into the forest, we were ambushed by a man with a milky eye and his henchmen.
So, you were with another Genasi.
And Aelin, thinking back on what you had heard from Benedict and Brackett, you can recall that they mentioned shipments happening every 1 to 2 weeks. It was a very reoccurring thing. So having caught potentially 2 Genasis, one escaped, but the other one, you can only assume, was successfully taken to Benedict.
Do you know why they wanted to capture you?
She shrugs and says,
My only assumption is that by harboring Genasis, you can leech elemental power from them. Generations later, we have learned to harness this power and make it our own. But I also know of Genasis who still believe our entire essence to be a warped reality created by the evil that broke the material plane 300 years ago. The power mortals seek can only be obtained through hands such as mine. Would you like to see?
Hanvil, you have the jars of lapis berry, right? And does anyone have any pie left from Grandma Thistle?
No, I think we used that all.
Okay, use the pie.
I
Hanvil,
have the recipe for it, but that's it.
Hanvil, you have jars of lapis berry jam in your bag. she looks to your bag as though she can sense it in there, and she like motions for Hanvil to give her something from his bag.
Like
A lot of
Hanvil's
things in
actually
your bag.
like trying to think like, what do I have in here? Do I have anything here embarrassing?
Oh no.
No, I'm good. We're good. Just like offers the bag, but it's just like, don't eat the mushrooms. Good. And then like lets her like wisp the bag, I'm assuming, away.
Okay, so she takes your bag and she pulls out the lapsisberry husk jerky, and she unscrews it and takes one out. And as she touches it, you guys see that her body glows in this iridescent color, the same as you would see at a lapsisberry nursery. When it was attached to the trees, it would just glow like green, blues, and purples. And now she mimics that of the lapsisberry. And she looks to all of you and she says,
The lapsisberry is the only exception to giving mortals the same power as an elemental.
so you guys can do an Arcana check at this time if you would like.
Absolutely.
Hanvil's gonna do one, but he doesn't know what any of that means.
Oh, good.
Adding to the level of confusion. That is a 9 plus 8, 17.
Okay,
Ooh, I got a 17 as well.
great.
Let's go.
Anyone else want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just,
I got
my
a 21.
Arcana, yeah, my Arcana's plus 0, but I did roll a flat 18.
Okay, so as you guys see her glow with the lapsisberry, it suddenly clicks in your mind because I think you guys 17, 17, 18, right?
Mhm.
And then Willow, did you roll or no?
21.
21. Okay, great. You guys all pass. It suddenly
21.
clicks in your mind that the lapsisberry is related to, if not a result of, the Genasi race being born on Terrantel. They are connected in some way. And looking at this jerky right now, you see the filaments of the iridescent blue, green, and purple hues that you'd see in the lapsisberry nursery. And you realize that each piece of the jerky will give you the mechanic, one use during an attack. As a bonus action, you can add 1d6 of elemental damage. And so when you eat this, you're able to increase your power and have elemental energy coursing through you for a turn. So, in short, if the lapsisberry is taken away, no longer farmed, the only other way to outsource elemental energy without being a sorcerer or wizard yourself is to capture Genasis and take away their essence.
That is some seedy shit.
So Benedict's trying to stop the lapsisberry from being a thing, but harness elemental power a different way. So he
Unethically.
can have it all to himself. So knowing that now that the elemental and the lapsisberries are connected, can I look through my book to see if I can get more like information on that?
Yeah, remind me the title of your book so I can make sure to give you the right information.
My book is called The Origin of the Lapsisberry.
Great. Give me either a history or intelligence check while reading your book.
I'll do history because I have advantage on those. That is going to be a nat 20.
Ooh, so great. So you flip through the pages, and you come across this one section within the book, the origin of the lapsisberry. And it talks about when the lapsisberry first came about on Terrantel, the people to first have confidence enough to harvest it and to eat at it, because it is a very unique berry that was given to Terrantel, were the Genasis. Because when the Genasis were first created, it was, in the eyes of other humanoids, a mutation. So they were scared of both the Lapsisberry as well as the Genasis coming into nature, into reality. So for the longest time, when the Lapsisberries were first harvested and used before becoming commercialized by other humanoids, the the Genasis in general were the ones who harvested and took after the Lapsisberry. But it mentioned that as the Genasi continued to eat and grow this plant, they themselves became more like elementals instead of half human, half genie, which is what an air Genasi is. It's the elemental. I want to say, what is it? Aura of a genie. Penetrating the flesh and womb of a pregnant humanoid to give birth to Genasis. So this then caused the other humanoids to riot and believe the Lapsisberry to be sacred or something that shouldn't be in the hands of mutants. So they cast them out into the small section that is now the Maza Kingdom, and they started harvesting and eating Lapsisberry for themselves. But the Lapsisberry itself didn't do anything to the humanoids, but besides give them small boons like what you guys had earlier before of, I believe it was +1 to health, or it was advantage. It was actually advantage on your attack, I believe it was. But they were confused and continued to harvest it, and that's why research now on the Lapsisberry is so pursued, because there was this instance of the Genasis gaining such power from it, but regular humanoids not getting anything, or at least they don't know of yet. And that's the chapter that you are able to read right now. Anything else you guys want to do before this short rest, I'm guessing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's the plan? What's the move here, gang? What are we doing?
We need to figure out where they're taking the other Genasi.
Aren't they taking them to the church?
Yeah. They're taking them down to the basement of the church where there are more heinous experiments taking place, which is something that was alluded to previously. And now we know what kind of heinous experiments there are.
Willow's gonna look at was it Whirl?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. And she's gonna ask, can you get back home by yourself now?
Whirl kind of like looks to you and she says in that whispered tone,
It is easy to leave, but it takes bravery to stay. Naked to your eyes, there are portals all around me, of which can take me home. But I must stay to scout out for other potential threats to my people.
Riot?
Riot.
Riot?
Riot?
All right, Zuko. Anyways, well, hopefully we can get you back home, or we can complete your mission without hopefully harming or letting harm come to anybody else. I am, however, concerned about the fire Genasi before you. Does that have something to do with your mission then? Do you have to keep tabs on them for one reason or another? Are they important by chance?
The air Genasis no longer share an ally with the water. The last time our leader met with their council, they spoke of reckoning and war. Our people were ready for a truce between the Earth and Fire clans. But when this was mentioned, the Water Tribe withdrew from the conversation, and it hasn't been brought up since. I fear we made an enemy from yet another branch of our kin. Simply because we wanted peace before war.
See, now that is honorable. Yeah, Hanvil, I would say probably the next step that we would have is making sure that Whirl is safe from Brackett and his buffoons, and possibly go to the church and see what kind of experiments are taking place. Burn it down.
Fire Genasi should be fine with fire, right?
We get the air genasi out, and then we get the water out and the rock out, and then light it on fire.
We have the air Genasi.
I know, but there might be more.
Okay. So
there
don't
was
just set it on
stages.
fire. Go look.
I'm
in
assuming
there.
they have more than just their. I'm assuming this isn't a Captain Planet situation where they need more than just one of each. We don't know, so like, there could be a few dozen Genasi down there.
We also need to figure out how they are capturing them to begin with.
Well, in the cages.
Yeah,
Right.
like,
Cages are meant for like this specific element, so like so long as they get possibly the jump on them.
Yeah, I'm assuming some form of it's just mercenaries with magic, as far as I could tell. Willow or Aelin, or maybe even Venn, I don't know. Would the people of Foxtrot, would they? Because again, as far as I know, the Foxtrot village is all human or humanoid. There's not really elementals there.
Mhm.
Would this be upsetting news to them, or would they be more like, cool?
That I don't know.
yeah, I don't know what our alignment is with the elementals.
Well, and not to mention, they're kind of trusting of whatever Brother Benedict says at this point, because he brought them supplies.
There still seems to be some turmoil, but yeah, I can't tell if the people would be scared of Genasis or not. If they'd want them captured. Willow's never seen a Genasi before. So I'm kind of guessing that their appearance is rare in the first place.
Hanvil's seen Genasi because of students, but not in this weird level of like they're more magic than people.
You could have been around students that are like 2 or 3 generations into being Genasis. As you're looking at Whirl, she's definitely like one of the not original, but she's definitely from an enclosed tribe that has kept their elemental power and magic and Genasi heritage alive. So it's as though she herself is practically an original air Genasi versus the ones that you've seen from Vardenfell, who have had lineage of air Genasi and may have like the spiky hair of an earth Genasi or like the fire amber eyes of a fire one, but they are definitely more humanoid as their generations continue to marry into humanoid culture.
Vardenfell's a very open and accepting of all, just like mixing of anybody. It's just as long as you're happy, cool.
Except for talking plants.
Talking plants, the bane of my existence, 2 stars.
You say that's surrounded by moss kittens.
That's different. Those are the exception. They're adorable and they're fuzzy.
So
long as they're adorable.
As you guys are talking about the cute moss kittens, you see Whirl just kind of like get down from the rock, and she just goes into the mushroom circle, but nothing happens. And holding still a piece of jerky, she's given you the jar back, Hanvil. The jerky starts to dissipate as the mushrooms begin to illuminate in their bioluminescent color, and you see that she starts to recite an incantation as though she is attempting to help you all. Her eyes glow blue, and her hair lengthens in volume as sweet lavender scented wind just kind of brushes through the area, and as the piece of lapsisberry husk like dissipates, she comes down from this Zen ritual, and she looks really worriedly to you, Hanvil, and then to the others, and she says,
I sense the fire, Genasi. Her heartbeat remains, but her essence continues to be taken. Her flame diminishes, and I fear she will soon be no more.
You want her dead? Oh wait, you said you didn't want her dead. Never mind.
Yeah, shit.
It's a rescue mission, Hanvil.
Yeah.
Right.
Although I do not know what the fire Genasi want, I know that my people wish for the war to end. Please help her.
All right. Well, let's.
She has but one more day before she disappears forever. Please save her.
and with that, she dissipates and just leaves.
It just turns invisible or dissipates into like the air.
She casted what is it? A form of like a face step.
You just people left.
People left.
All
Yeah,
right.
people
Well,
People left.
People left.
Fox.
Yeah.
Let's head back to the town, I guess.
Guess
After
we're
we
heading
rest.
on a rescue mission.
Yes.
But maybe.
I need spells.
You guys can take a long rest if you'd like. You guys can go back
Please.
to Mud's Tavern where Greyna is, and take a rest there. It would be around like 8 o'clock at night, and yeah. So you guys can take a rest there if you would like. There is urgency in the time, but it isn't. As long as you guys don't take another day,
Yeah.
you guys should be okay.
Okay. I think it'd be good to go back to Gringa or I'm saying her name wrong.
Greyna.
Greyna, sorry. Go back to Greyna, because she might be able to help us get reinforcements if we try to get into the cathedral.
Okay, so you guys are heading to Mud's Tavern?
Yep.
Goodbye, my children. Stay safe. Stay fuzzy.
Stay safe, stay fuzzy.
Here is all the fish that I collected.
Okay, so we are all heading back to the tavern. Now that you guys are here, what do you want to do?
Greyna, I need a drink. Please and thank you.
Aye, you've been gone for a while. What would you like to drink?
Whiskey.
Neat?
Yep, just leave the bottles.
Why does Hanvil look so down? She starts like preparing like a glass for you and puts like one of those like giant ice cubes in it and just passes it to you. Are y'all okay?
Well, he did have to leave a menagerie of grass kittens behind, and I feel like he might still be upset about that.
You found what? Where?
Moss kittens. Moss
Moss
kittens.
They were adorable.
Out in the woods.
I will bleed for them.
Aye, so you found your found family. I understand that now.
I'm not related to them, but sure.
A drink as well. Just a beer.
So she takes a giant boot glass and starts filling it with ale, and she hands it to you. It's almost the size of your torso. She's like, a beer. There you go.
It's a very large beer.
Is it?
Are you saying that Greyna has large feet? I'm assuming that we're just drinking out of her random assortment of shoe collection.
No, I don't think she's got a I don't think she's got a glass boot. I don't think it's a glass boot.
No. This
What if
drink.
it was? It should be. I want
It's
it to be
just a
glass
boot
boot.
that's leaking out of the soles.
Das boot.
Here we go.
Oh my
Moss
gosh.
boot.
Greyna looks over at you, Willow, and she says, "While you were out, I saw that the large glass of moonshine upstairs wasn't even touched. Do you want another glass?"
You know, I think I was in over my head a little bit last time I ordered that. I think being sober right now would be very beneficial. Can I just get a nice little fizzy drink like a sparkling water right now, please?
Of course, a fizzy drink for little Willow. And Aelin, what would you like?
I'm good for now.
Okay, so she prepares this little fizzy drink and puts like a little bit of like lime on the rim of the glass and just hands it to you, Willow.
Can I get an umbrella as well, please?
She like
I
holds
need
up like an
something
assortment of colors. What color would you like? Just this giant orc with like a bunch of little umbrellas. Just
Ooh, I think purple.
purple. There you go.
Thank you.
And it just like puts the others away. So while you all were out of town, I talked to the townsfolk here. Ultimately, they're scared. They don't know what happened to the Thistle Farm estate. They just know it exploded into fire last night, and from what they say, they believe Benedict is giving them a way out of a potential curse on this town. They just maybe need some guidance. I don't think we should give up on the Lapsusberry just yet. Did you discover anything while you were
We need
out?
to burn down the church.
Okay.
You don't like
Yeah.
Benedict anyways, right?
No, I don't.
Listen, I'm not saying we're going to burn down the church, but Benedict is going to be going away.
He's behind several nefarious plots, horrible in nature, absolutely
Burn
disgusting.
down the church. Blame it on the fire Genasi.
No,
What?
we're not
What-
going to
what-
be doing
we're
that.
doing
no,
what?
no, no.
Come back for drinks.
Yeah, that's going to be a no from me, dog.
Well, they're robbing the townspeople, and they're Benedict's the leader, and they're bad. Why are we not burning down the church? I mean,
They're not only burning down. They're not only like robbing the townspeople through unfair taxes, but they're getting gratuities from neighboring towns, and in a sense, they are doing a bit of trafficking.
Trafficking?
Hmm.
In Little Foxtrot?
Yeah.
This is a small town. We would know if people were missing.
no,
It's
it's not your people.
Yeah, it's not yours. Yeah, they have them shipped in from elsewhere. They capture them. They put them in specialized containment units, and they bring them into the church. And there are experiments that go on in the church's basement.
They're effectively Capri Sunning people in the basement of the church.
That
Suck
is a
What-
very graphic way to describe that.
Yeah, what is Capri Sun? I don't think we have that in Terrantel. Does that come
I
from
haven't
your
heard that,
island? Or?
yeah.
Like a little juice pouch. They just sucking out all the magic juice.
A juice pouch?
How do you
Really?
suck it out?
Where do you have
With a
that
straw.
from?
So living plants is weird, but a juice pouch is.
Yes. Yes, juice pouch.
I don't.
Lambskin juice pouch. You put a little straw in it.
Oh, could you put an umbrella in it too?
In the straw? No, you wouldn't be able to drink it.
Isn't there not enough room for a straw and an umbrella? Because
I mean,
Willow
you
holds
could
up her
poke
drink. I
another
have
hole,
both.
I guess. You could
You
poke
poke a hole in it?
Yes, you poke a hole in the lambskin.
Oh,
How is this not normal here?
How is it normal for you?
You guys have the weirdest. You guys are just.
We have
nuts.
open containers here. We don't need to close them.
Only to
Cork?
puncture them again.
For traveling. It's for traveling. You don't understand.
Cork caps. These are normal things.
Just use a regular canteen.
Also,
It's not as fun. You
lambskin.
don't understand that. I'm not gonna get into the semantics of Capri Suns.
You use animal skin pouches?
Animal
Yes,
skin
you
pouches
boil
to
the
put
pouch so it's
like,
sterile and clean. Look,
fruit
we have
juice
other.
in.
We need to go deal with the church. I'm not trying to cannonly
isn't valuable
describe
information.
how
You
lambskin Capri Suns are a thing in my homeland.
Your homeland's very weird, and I'm
Very
mildly concerned. I would like to check it out
Boil
sometime.
lambs. You shear a lamb, boil the skin, sew it into a pouch so it's watertight. Fill it with juice.
To use your rating system, I feel like I would give that 1 star. I think.
Aye,
if
that's
does-
still
that.
too positive a review.
But
Yeah,
you have to give at least
You,
1.
you can use
Do a
fractions.
half star. Oh yeah, see, there you go, Venn. She gives you like a high
Yeah.
five.
High five.
No.
Except for like I have to like aim high because she's much taller than me.
That's
Well,
true.
what are we doing about this town? Capri Sun's aside.
I walk up to the bar. First off, I pull out Tempest and I just set Tempest on the bar and start like pulling like loose feathers out of
Aw.
just grooming him as a pet
Yeah.
owner would do, right?
Mhm.
And then I look to Greyna and I say, Greyna, what is the easiest way to get into the church without being noticed?
The church only does have one entrance, besides the windows. But the church sits in the center of Foxtrot. So, not that everyone looks at the church, but it's definitely the most ornate thing you see. So, any kind of damage to it is pretty noticeable. If you guys are trying to get into the church, sneaking would be easier under the cover of night. But if you're able to get in during the day, you'll have to get past the guards. There's 2 at the front.
Are they not there at night as well?
They are there at night, but it'd be easier to sneak in and or overtake them.
And
Two guards would be very easy just to overpower if it's the same level of enforcement that they've been utilizing.
Now, I know that you all want to riot. I know that. But during the day, I don't know what the townsfolk or who else, Benedict, is controlling or threatening. I don't know what they could do to round up others against you. I think this should be more discreetly done, but ultimately it's up to you.
I should have broken his legs.
Hog diet?
Should have just broken his legs,
Mm.
and then he would have been easy to capture later.
In front of the town?
Well, it would have been before that he got.
She,
they got
she leans over to Venn. This gnome is very graphic.
Yeah, he.
Is he
I
okay?
got bit by a plant earlier. I'm not having a good. This is the worst.
I
There's
think he
still like needles in your arm.
You just make like eye contact with Willow too, and just give her like this look, like, is he crazy?
Well, just-
He did go on a bit of a trip earlier.
Just sips her drink.
Everywhere I go, it's just chaos. People die.
People die.
Then.
So sneaky at night. That's the plan.
Are we gonna be?
Do we have
sneaky?
blueprints of the church? Can we get blueprints of the church? Do you know how to get to the basement?
I'm gonna roll an intelligence check for Greyna.
Like, I don't know if she'd actually be in, like, ever have gone to the church.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
Greyna
she's
doesn't
not
seem like
like
a church-going folk.
That's a 2.
Okay.
Oh.
I could tell you what the church looks like from the outside. And she just starts like explaining that's like a long rectangle, has a lot of bricks.
We were outside of the church together. We
There's
all know what it
stairs.
looks like.
Hold on a second. Is there a central, like administrative building, like a town hall or a library or an artisans guild? An artisans guild or a carpenters guild, specifically. And I say this for like a real world influence. A lot of city halls will keep building blueprints on file.
Benedict with them, yeah.
So there is the mayor's house. There's the mayor's house that runs and looks over the town. But as you ask this question, Greyna, almost kind of snapping from like a trance, she's like, there are records at Mayor Konowick's house, but I haven't seen Mayor Konowick in a while now.
What is this town? Your townsfolk just go missing and nobody bats an eye?
No, wait, I don't remember the last time I saw him. And if anyone would like to do any checks.
Insight check or an arcana check.
Is there anything specific that you guys are looking for?
I would say like a modify memory.
Go ahead and roll that. Anyone else want to make any other checks at all?
The Arcana as well, because I'm trying to figure out why Greyna seems kind of spacey on this.
Yeah. I've got a 14 arcana.
Okay.
I got 16.
Okay.
Got it. 26.
Yes.
Venn, you recognize the signs facially of someone who has had memories warped. but you aren't able to determine if it was only a modify memory spell. It has the same characteristics and the same function, but there's something else tweaked about it that you just can't figure out.
Hanvil is master of magic.
Apparently. So Willow and Hanvil, you guys could recognize this almost immediately. It is the shattering mirror effect, practically, where unless someone who wasn't present while the magic was cast mentions something out of the ordinary, no one else becomes aware of it. You recognize that not only is this the modify memory spell, but also erase memory spell. It is a dual spell toppled on top of each other. So Greyna now looks as though she recalls something from the modify memory spell, it being canceled out, but there's still pieces of her memory that aren't coming back to her. They've been permanently taken and erased. Yes, Greyna right now is very spaced out and trying to comprehend what is happening. You guys recognize those two spells, and then you only see the modify memory spell.
Modified memory, got it.
Somebody
Well,
doing
Hanvil.
mind tricks.
Yeah, I'd be like, this doesn't seem okay. I wonder if it's only Greyna who seems to be this spaced out, or
You guys notice that too?
Greyna's had her mind erased. Sorry,
Not-
Greyna.
not
Didn't mean
entire
to.
mind.
Didn't mean to just to completely throw you in the
Erased?
Willow's just gonna pat Greyna's hand. It's okay. You're okay.
I don't think you can. Here's the thing. I don't
remember what you lost. You fine.
Willow, I don't think you can pat Greyna's head. I'm sorry. There's
No,
just
no.
too much of a
Patting
height
the hand.
differential.
There's a hand.
Okay, got it.
I wouldn't even dare.
So if they've wiped her memory, it's more likely they've. It makes me wonder if fucking Benedict just that's his name, right? Benedict.
Yeah, Benedict. Yeah, Father
Yep.
Benedict.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's more than likely the reason behind that. Because how does a religious zealot become the leader of the town over the mayor?
Here's the only thing that like draws me pause a little bit, because it first off, if what you speak of would require an immense magical power, but so far as I've gathered, Greyna is the squeaky wheel of this town, to where like she's very much against of like what the town's going for. To my understanding, she's been very much like this town could be doing better. So I think she might have been specifically targeted, but that's just an estimation. A guess, just based off of the 2.5 days that we've been here.
I'm just thinking, like, wouldn't more people be worried about the mayor just not ceasing to exist?
If it's some,
If the mayor hasn't been to the tavern,
Well,
I mean, I don't know about you, but our mayors drink in Vardenfell.
it wasn't long ago. Well, now my reality is shattered.
Oh.
It wasn't long ago that we had a festival. We had a festival here in town. It was to celebrate the first time lapsberry seeds had ever been sown in Foxtrot. That was maybe a week ago. And Bishop Benedict led the town in a prayer. But I didn't participate in the prayer. I was just out eating muttons and drinking beer. But would that have anything to do with it?
Do you remember
but-
seeing the mayor at all there, or only Father Benedict?
Oh no, everyone was there.
Okay.
Huge festival town. Yes.
Do you explicitly remember seeing the mayor there?
Yeah, and then I went home, and I mean, to be fair, I was a bit drunk, but when I woke up, everything was cleared out of the town square, and everything started off as normal. I didn't think to check on anyone, and the mayor, although present in the town, is usually locked up in their house, dealing with economic matters. But I don't. It's been a week, since the festival. At least the mayor walks around a little bit. He's not a complete recluse.
Just, were the thistles there as well? Were you drinking with the thistles, or?
Aye, the thistles were there. Grandpa and Granny, and Alicia was there too.
Hanvil just smiles.
Willow is watching Greyna very intensely.
It was a good festival. Good festival.
Another hand pat.
So, mayor's a whole other issue. If he's gone or if he's kidnapped, I'm assuming we'll find him in the town, or not in the town, the church.
Yeah, what time of the day is it again?
It's around noon right now. Noon, 1 o'clock.
So we have time, company. If we can investigate the mayor's residence, we can see if we can find blueprints there. We can investigate about the mayor, and then by nightfall, we can attempt to infiltrate the church.
That you guys can do that. Do you guys want to take any rest at all? How is everyone doing on spell slots?
I'm only down 1.
I'm not down any. Or no, I'm down 1 level 1 because of the disguise self.
Let me check here.
And 1 level 2 because of the sea invisibility.
Did we rest up at all?
We did not. Well, we did like a short rest technically on the way back, but that doesn't give me back spell slots or bardic inspiration. I have to take a long rest for all that.
Because my stuff is reset, and I don't know if I did that.
Being an autognome when I could just sentry mode.
I think like the only person thus far who has had any combat is Venn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I only did a couple of spells.
Oh yeah, you did use your spells for that. So if you guys would like to head over to Mayor Conwick's town, you guys can definitely do that. What would you guys like to do?
Willow wants to ask Greyna real fast. Were you very close to the mayor at all?
The mayor gave me a place to stay besides the thistles here in this town. I didn't fit in with my people, so I wouldn't say I'm close to the mayor, but I definitely owe him a thank you for allowing me to stay here, because as you can see, there's not much diversity here. So, but I never felt unsafe, per se. Although I don't think anyone would want to challenge me.
Do you know if the mayor shared your concerns about Father Benedict at all?
I'm going to do history on that. Ugh, these dice are not rolling well for me. 4. I don't know. I don't know what the mayor's opinions of Benedict were. I'm sorry, I couldn't be more help than that.
Well, let's break into the mayor's house.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just do a small break-in, and then we'll do a large break-in.
Practice.
Large?
Get me
Lord
a picture of. Tell me what he looks like. Describe him to me.
Jeez.
I will stand on Willow's shoulders. Get a trench coat. I will dress up as the mayor.
I don't know if I volunteer.
You're pulling the 2 kids in a trench coat trick. Is that what's happening right now?
And we'll just look like we forgot our keys.
I forgot your keys.
I forgot my keys. I had to break a window. You know how it goes.
No.
Does that not happen? Does that not happen? No, not in Terrantel. Nobody forgets.
Nobody would dare
has to
break a window
window
here. No. Nobody breaks windows in this town. That's against our religion.
What if I dress up as a kid, throw a rock through the window, and then run away?
Yeah, no one's gonna get angry at a kid, right?
Throwing a rock at a window, that's blasphemy.
Actually though, that's not a terrible idea.
Y'all just
Willow just face plants.
Greyna now gives you a hand pat.
No, a head pat,
as a
please.
child.
Thank you.
Disguise myself as a child, throw a rock through the window, and then run away if guards come.
Wait.
Great.
Are
So
you
that
saying
breaks
throw
the
a
window.
child through the window?
No. I will
Okay,
pretend
good.
to be a child. We're not throwing children, Willow.
I like the escalation so far.
So I want you to be said
We've
child
gone
if
from
need be,
being
but-
children to throwing children in a very short amount of time.
Throwing a child is just like Uppy is just a more
Aggressive.
forceful.
2 options. I dress up as a child and throw a rock through a window and then scamper away, or I just walk up to the door, thunderwave it, we get in, deal with the consequences of the actions. There's 2 options.
The mayor's house. I think people are gonna be noticing if windows get broken and be concerned.
I know, but if it was a kid,
Are we
it would be like,
just-
oh, it's just some random rapscallion.
Are they gonna let us go through the window?
Are we just
I'll run away.
checking for the mayor, or like what are we doing once we break in?
I mean, that's
So
fair.
we're gonna
It's
be-
the window. It's fine.
We're going to be checking for the mayor's whereabouts, any evidence of him disappearing, or any evidence of Father Benedict's undue influence,
Uh-huh.
and 2 floor plans for the church.
Cool. Have we considered just knocking on the door
I would appreciate
No.
and
it.
asking to talk to him?
No,
Yeah, requesting the
That's
audience.
missing.
that's
Have we-
Does
ridiculous.
he have a wife? Does he have
Absolutely
kids?
ridiculous.
Have we considered simply knocking on the door?
It was assumed this was of urgency, and we didn't have time to just knock
A
on
sense of
doors.
urgency. So you'd rather get us all arrested by
No,
throwing
just
a
me.
rock
I'll
and
be
or
able
a
to talk my way
child
out of it. It'll be
through the
fine.
window?
Well, in theory, think of it this way: if I throw a rock through the window as a kid, I run away. If somebody's there, they'll come out and go, "Who the fuck threw that rock?" And you could be like, "Oh, it was that kid that ran away," and
Doesn't
then
get
you
us
could go
inside,
into that
though.
house.
But
No,
why
but-
would we go? Unless we pretended to be window fixers and we're like, oh no, how inconvenient, your window got
See,
broken. Let's fix your
Willow's
window.
heading to the
I-
plan.
I
Aelin,
listen.
get on
the-
board.
I'm not
plan-
going to support this. I agree with Aelin.
No,
the
you
plan
added
falls
fuel to
apart.
the fire, Willow.
No. The plan falls apart. I do not know how to fix a window.
Nobody's got mending.
Oh wait, I do.
See,
No.
Problem solved.
No.
Plan's
We're-
coming together.
I
Let's
got
go.
it. Yeah,
No.
I didn't know
Mm-mm.
we could use a magic solution to this. No, this works perfectly. I can fix a window.
This is so complicated. We can just go knock on the door.
What if we let Aelin knock first and then they're like, no, fuck you, you're not going to get to have an
Then we
audience."
can go
Then
for
we
the
choose
window
violence.
thing.
Okay,
All right.
yes, I will
All
then. I will then sneak into the bushes, turn into a child, throw a rock, and we'll be good.
I'll
Okay.
fix it. No, I'll be just a
Don't
walking
fix
by.
it unless somebody shows up.
No, yeah, I'll have to charge, and then I'll have to see the mayor because I have to sign the invoice. He'll have to sign the invoice, clearly.
We will have to send the invoice.
Okay, so we're gonna
Right.
go knock on the door, and by we I mean
You're
I.
going to,
I am
yeah.
going to
You're
go
going
knock
to.
on the
I'm
door.
going in the back, and I'm dressing as a child.
What am I asking? Like,
Wait.
I'm asking to see the mayor. Why would I be seeking an audience with him at this point?
Actually, I think I should come with you, Aelin, because
Bet.
we can use the
Mhm.
guise of I want to talk about the thistles and what happened to the thistles.
Smart.
Because you and I were there together with that. So we can try to request an audience with the mayor. And if that doesn't work, then Hanvil and Venn can break in and we just walk away. Very disappointed, obviously, but
Sounds like a plan.
We're good.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so what did y'all decide to fucking do?
We have three strategies.
Plans A,
one,
B, and C.
One plan and two contingencies.
Yes.
Mhm.
So we're going to
it'll be
the
fine.
mayor's house. We're gonna go to the mayor's house. Aelin's gonna knock on the door. If
With
nobody
Willow.
shows up, I'm gonna throw a rock through the window while dressed as a child and then run away.
Can
And
we
then-
add a part like a plan 1-A just real quick? If no one shows up at the front door, like I can just try to pick the lock. We don't have to break things.
it's in broad daylight, though, Aelin. If
Yeah, I
you were worried
know.
about being arrested.
But one makes noise, one does not.
I know, but that's the whole reason for me throwing the rock. If I throw a rock, any guards that would be like, "Oh, what the heck's going on?" then that's when you pick the lock with the distraction. Or I could just, in
Right.
theory, thunderclap and then give you the
Oh,
chance. to
God.
just
Just
thunderclap.
break
into
all
it.
the windows.
You know how much I could charge them to fix that?
Oh my god.
Let's just forget the
Pretty
campaign.
I mean,
Let's start
let's
a
talk
window
about
fixing
it. I mean,
company.
we're talking at least a couple gold
Just
per
full-on
window,
con
right?
artist.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
At least
I
a
go
couple
in,
gold
break all the
per
windows,
window.
and fix them for a lot.
Okay, if adventuring doesn't work out, we do have a business plan in the works.
We're going to
But-
cons. I don't know if my morals agree with this, but we do it to villains. Then I'd be okay.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
for the
yeah.
well-being
to
of
the
the
mayor's
mayor.
house.
Great.
To the mayor's house.
Y'all going to the mayor's house. Great. We're doing so good.
Bye,
doing
Greyna.
so good. Bye.
Bye.
Because she's
Bye,
like
Greyna.
hearing your entire plan. She's just like, I'm gonna go lay down.
Go lay down.
I
Take a
just
nap,
had
Greyna.
stroke.
Poor sweetheart. Okay, so you guys are heading out of the tavern. Greyna, before she collapses into a spiral of mental questioning, tells you that if you head towards the church, right behind it. So again, Foxtrot is in an S shape and the church is in the center. As you come around the first corner of the town, there is a humble house on the far end of this kind of like cul-de-sac area. There are hedges in front that look to be moderately maintained, and stone steps that go into a wooden house. And you guys see on the outside this little plaque that says Mayor Conwick. The sign itself is a bit worn down, a little bit rusted. The plaque itself looks to be corroding due to the fog around the town. Give me insight checks if you guys want to, if you want to do that.
So 19.
Oh, that's gonna be a nat 20 for me plus 4.
Ooh.
I got 16.
You fancy.
I am fancy, thank you.
Y'all rolling really good right now.
Oh, jinx it.
So of those that who rolled an insight check, with this view, the house being humble gives off the idea and perception that the mayor himself is not someone who believes himself above others. But the corrosion of both the plaque and just the rest of the town gives you an indication that all the money has been siphoning to the church for an extended period of time. The mayor doesn't seem to be hoarding any of the wealth either. He seems to be living in slightly better conditions in the town, but it doesn't give off the idea of someone who is selfishly hoarding wealth. So, as you guys, is there anything else you guys want to do?
Pick up a stone.
You pick up a
Willow
stone?
and Willow walks
Let me
ahead
know,
of
Aelin.
Hanvil, trying to put
Let me
space
know.
between.
Yeah. Ven's just
I
gonna
just shake my head.
stand back with Hanvil as he's, I'm sure, throwing a stone up and down, just like waiting for my time to shine.
Just
Okay.
gonna look nonchalant.
There are two main front windows on this porch and patio. And then looking from the side, there are also two windows on either side of the house. What would you like to do?
Aelin, we knocking?
Yeah, we're just gonna walk up and we're gonna knock on the front door.
Great. I heard a stone. I'm like, okay, Hanvil, here are your targets. Apparently,
I know you were describing them windows.
He
Specifically.
picked up a rock.
I
Yes,
wasn't
sir.
gonna throw it until Aelin determines whether or not.
Oh yeah, do we have a signal to give them, Aelin?
I mean, no.
You were just gonna see if Hanvil decides.
That honestly probably is a
Oh, wait,
worse
hold on.
idea now that I think about it.
With a, where's my perception? A 17 perception. What's around us? Are there people around us? How's the street looking?
17. Give me a raw luck check. So just roll a d20 for me.
19.
19. Okay, you do not see anyone around you. It seems as though the town has kind of fallen silent, and everyone seems to be in their homes, potentially taking in the grand gesture and feast of Bishop Benedict as he brought in supplies just earlier that day.
And we're on the back side of the church?
So the church, you guys walked past it. Off to the left-hand side in a curved cul-de-sac is the mayor's house. So you're in the front of the mayor's house, but then kind of behind the church. Still like a good like 80 feet though. So there's distance.
Oh, because I was gonna be like, yeah, and like just contemplating, like, is there any way? But is there anything that I can see from the church from like my point of view? Because it's still gonna be a massive building. Is there anything on this side of the church that either seems like a structural weakness, or B, like a way that would be like like an open window that's kind of higher up, or are there any open windows on this church?
I'll take that perception check you had from before, 17, and I'll say that the church, like what Greyna was mentioning before, is like this long rectangle stone building, but on the back end of the church, there's a large tower that has a painted stained glass window, I would say up around like 50 feet in the air. That looks to be the only access, and I say that with like quotations as you're tossing a stone in your hand, that could be used other than the front entrance. Also, from behind this tall tower, there are stables for horses and some carts with various supplies there. Potentially leftovers from the grand gesture earlier that day.
Quick question. Is perception check needed to know what the stained glass window is of?
50 feet in the air. I don't know if there's like a distance for perception. If you want to know more detail, then a perception check is needed. But if you just want to know like the generally what it looks like outline wise, I could tell you that.
I'll just go ahead and roll a perception check. Why not?
Okay.
That is going to be a 10.
Okay. So looking up at the stained glass, you see that there is the figure of Eidos, this large muscular man with 4 arms, 2 risen above the head to wield 2 giant hammers, and then 2 other arms at his side flexing with 2 axes. He looks to be a metallic gold, and in this round emblem, it is divided into 4 sections, each representing a different element. So there's a part of white, red, green, and blue. This symbol is pretty familiar to you, Venn. And yep.
Air top right, rock, earth top left, water bottom right, and fire bottom left.
I need to make sure I have that right. Earth and water are on opposing sides, and air and fire are on opposing sides.
Opposing sides, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, correct.
Okay.
I was gonna be like Hanvil just looking to Venn. Oh, how much you want to bet that I can throw this dagger at that window?
Wait,
What?
hold on a second. You have a dagger? I thought you had a rock.
I do have a rock, but I also have a dagger on my belt.
Aelin just lets out the biggest sigh.
Can we hear?
Also, side note, Aelin, you're good to like knock, and then if nobody answers, pick the door. I don't see anybody. We're good. I don't think I need this.
Great.
rock, but I'm gonna.
Great,
put it in
great,
my
great.
pocket.
I like
Fine.
that Hanvil's attention is now on the church, and
I could
Aelin-
throw it in the wind.
All the windows.
All right,
Not
Hanvil.
like churches.
Here's the thing, Hanvil. When the time comes, I'm going to need you to choose your target, and if you miss, you have to buy me a drink. But if you hit it, like I'll get you a drink.
God.
Valid. I'm down.
So as Hanvil and Venn make a bet and stray from the original plan, Aelin has her hand poised at the door of Mayor Conwick's house. It is here, everyone, that we are going to end today's episode. Thank you so much for listening, Little Sprouts. I want to give a special thanks to my players, Maddie, Kisla, and Michael, for playing with me today. And a special thanks to our special guest, Mage. Tune in next week for more chaos, and make sure to follow the show on Spotify and other streaming platforms. Give us a 5-star review and join us for the joys. Be there for the betrayals and celebrate the successes of our adventures. Have a fantastic morning, evening, and night, and we'll see you next time. Bye, Little Sprouts.
Plant yourself where you thrive.